According to the title of this video, you know we're here to talk about books, because apparently today everyone and their mothers have started reading books, and it's all over TikTok, YouTube and Instagram. And I myself decided to pick some books up and read them for the past 2 months, and I realized I have a lot to say. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Casey Maka, and today we have a very different video than what I usually do. I want to talk about books, BookTok, BookTube and Book Instagram. And I happened to read a couple of books in the past couple of months because TikTok will convince you, and I was convinced, and I have a lot of friends that are obsessed with books, so I just decided to pick some up and try some for myself. I'm just going to give like my own backstory of how I started reading books. I started reading books like when I was like in GS1, and that's like grade 7. I started reading books because my sister introduced me to Wattpad. From there I just got intrigued and I started reading books until I was in SS3 when I stopped because of exams, so I stopped reading books. Before we start, I just want to mention that these are completely my own opinion, and please, nobody should come for me. It's just what I felt about these books and how I personally feel about the books that are popularized on BookTok, BookTube and Bookstagram. I'm just giving my own general view on everything and how I feel, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get into the video. So I have some notes that I wrote, and I'm just going to be reading from them when necessary. So just like movies, books have different genres. We have fiction, non-fiction, drama, poetry and folktale. Then under fiction we have romance, crime, science fiction, horror and fantasy. But the most popular branch of fiction, as we all know, is romance. Romance is so popular these days. I feel like it wasn't as popular as it was, but since the evolution of TikTok, it has boosted a lot of authors to start writing their own books. As we go deep into romance books, we have different romance tropes. We have enemies to lovers, love triangles, forbidden love, friends to lovers, marriage of convenience, fake dating, grumpy vs sunshine. I read 8 books in the span of 2 months, and that is, I know that is a low number, but I fell into a reading slump because I was just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I watched a YouTube video, Destiny Swindle's YouTube video on a BookTok books, what the hype. So from what I could take from that video, she talked about this book. It's part of the books I read, The Normal People. That's the name of the book I read by Sally Rooney. She said she talks about the Sally Rooney book. She didn't like her writing style, and she didn't like anything about the book really. I agree, I don't like Sally Rooney's writing style, but there's one thing I love about her. It's not your usual cliche characters you all know. As I wrote here in my notes, I didn't like the book or her writing style, but it was realistic, and she gave in-depth explanation of the character's behavior and characteristics, which I liked. That was the only thing. Like, I could relate to the characters. I could see that this person was in pain, that this person is antisocial, that this person is this. I could understand it. She portrayed it well. Like, I could feel it in the character's behavior. Her writing style did not encourage me at all, because I've seen a lot of people talk about this book, so I had high expectations for it, but it crash landed down and I couldn't even finish the book. That brings me to my point of BookTok books are highly overhyped. BookTok overhypes a lot of things. God, there are a lot of books on BookTok that Spanish Love Deception was one of them. When I read Spanish Love Deception, I was like, okay, where is the hype? This is a book I would read if I just want to read a book about love a cliche Wattpad book. That's the only definition I can give it. Although I love their chemistry, I love how they were friends before they were lovers. I love how Aaron like tried to be there for, I can't remember the female character's name. What was her name?
Was always there for Catalina.
And their chemistry was good, I would not lie, but it's nothing I haven't seen before. That's what I'm trying to say. I feel like BookTok is promoting a lot of made authors. BookTok, yes, but Bookstagram, I've actually seen a lot of books that seem nice, although I haven't read them, like new books that aren't the usual ones you always see on BookTok. So I've seen a lot of new books on Bookstagram, so that is good. I go to BookTube to like check the reviews of books. That is what I use BookTube for. Yeah, I feel like a lot of authors that are made are being promoted a lot. I feel like there are a lot of other great authors that are just hanging in the wind. Well, that is life for you, really. People that actually put effort to make their books unique and something refreshing, like a cup of cold water, they're just thrown under the bus. And then we see the people that write the usual same romance cliche books being promoted and highly favored on TikTok. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok that don't like Colleen Hoover, but one thing I can give her is that her books are very different. It's not the usual angle that every book turns to that she goes to. She experiments, she plays with the characters and brings out something new and unexpected. That's what I know. I've seen a lot of reviews on Colleen Hoover books. My favorite book is written by an author that I don't think many people know. He was very big on Wattpad, but due to the evolution of TikTok and all, I don't think he is well spoken about anymore. So this leads me to my next point. These authors write books that are so repetitive and have the same concepts. They might not have the same names or the same locations, but they have the same concept. Same bad boy personality and good girl. They might not say it in the book, but when you actually read it, you know that the guy, oh, maybe he went through one thing in the past that has made him who he is today. He used to be a very nice boy, but due to some things, some circumstances, he is how he is. And the girl might have faced some hardships in life, but she's steadfast in being a good person.
Good girl, I'm such a good girl. Everyone look at me, I'm a good girl.
And then they find themselves, and then at first they don't want to admit that they have feelings for each other, because we know you have feelings for each other. Then they will get together, then something will happen, they will fight, and then they will get together again and maybe marry at the end if we're lucky.
I want to know, why is it when you are 70, 80, 90% through the book, and I'm thinking about romance because that's all I read, why is it everything is hunky-dory? We're live, laugh and loving. They're together. We're happy. We could basically end the book now. But no, the author has to proceed to cause problems. Problem after problem after problem. And I don't want to read it, because I just read the whole book waiting for you to get together. Now you're together, and then now there's going to be problems. No. I just want to skip to the epilogue to see the marriage and the baby.
So I've read a lot of books, so I was so excited when people started talking about books on TikTok. I was like, okay, I'm excited. Then when I started reading these books, I'm just like, glorified Wattpad. The same happened to me with the Twisted series. I read Twisted Love, Twisted Games and Twisted Hate. I did not read Twisted Lies because I was like, I feel like I'm reading the same thing. I'm not saying the books are not good. If it's for like a first timer or someone that hasn't read a lot of romance books, they'll be like, wow, this book is awesome. It is a great book, I won't even lie. But for someone that has read a lot, I'm just like, My next point was, why does the guy always have emotional trauma? Why must the main character lose either one parent or both? in the real world, not a lot of people lose their parents. Not that it's bad, but the authors use that to shape the character's behavior. Like, it is so popularized how the guy most of the time loses both his parents, while the girl who has lost one in the long run. Not a lot of people actually lose their parents before the age of 25. Not a lot. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not as frequent as we see it in these books. In the whole Twisted series, each of them had lost either both or one of their parents, the male protagonist and the female protagonist. It is not that frequent, come on. And I'm not saying that you cannot use this trope to write your character, but don't use it to shape the character. I just feel like they're just trying to force this character to have emotional trauma. I feel at this point. I'm going to use Bridgerton as an example. Anthony had a lot of pain from his dad's death, but he did not let that shape who he was. He was still a normal person, but he still had issues. But it was later, as we got to know him better, that we saw that, oh, he actually has this problem. Not from the first time you see the character. It'll be like, oh, after his dad died, he became a whole different person. After his mom died, he lost his heart. He became stone cold. And come on, I've been seeing that since I was 12. Give me something new. Once I'm reading a book and I see he lost his two parents in a car crash, I'm just like, okay. Then it goes on to my next point. Stop turning popular cliche books into movies.
Not the vibes.
They don't turn out well. After is about to get its 4th movie, and the name doesn't even make any sense. After Ever Happy. What even is that? We have after we fell, after we collided, and after Ever Happy. And they're not doing well. Those movies are not nice. I'm sorry. I feel like the first movies were okay, but I don't know why they keep on making more. I don't know. I really don't know. We have Kissing Booth, 50 Shades, To All the Boys, 365 Days. When I found out that 365 Days was a book, I was like, huh? So someone read this book and decided that, okay, I'm going to turn you into a movie. No. I want to see more action romance books turned into movie. I want to see more fantasy romance books turned into movie. I want to see more historical romance books turned into movie. That's why Pride and Prejudice will always be top tier. It's something different. Bridgerton did so well too. It's something different. It's not your usual young adult romance, mafia romance we have been seeing. Please stop turning popular cliche books into movies. It doesn't always turn out well. So I've talked about books I don't like, so I'm just going to talk a bit about the books I've read that I really liked. Storm and Silence will forever be my favorite book. Thea is one of my favorite authors of all time, and it's so funny because he is a man and he wrote Lily, the main female protagonist in this book, so well that I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I don't understand why female authors portray women as weaklings. They're usually weak, waiting for the man to save them, that it gets annoying. This book is based in the 18th century anyway. Lily is a woman trying to find her way in a man's world. She's a feminist, a hardcore feminist, and male protagonist, Mr. Rickard Ambrose, my forever favorite, is a very bloody, stinky, rich, handsome man with ocean eyes. And he, according to Thea, is a statue. He does not show reactions, and this is not due to his life. I feel like that is just how he is. That's just the person he is, and I love him so much. And it's so funny because he feels a lot of things, a lot of emotions, but he just does not show it. And when it comes to Lily, he's just so amazing. According to Goodreads, he has 7 books in the series. He's currently writing the 7th one, and none of them have less than a 4.4 star rating, and I think that is saying a lot. Another book I really enjoyed was the Inheritance Game series. The first one is the Inheritance Games, the second one is the Hawthorne Legacy, and the third one coming out on the 30th of August. I cannot wait. It's the Final Gambit. If you watched Knives Out and you really enjoyed it, I think, and I'm telling you to read the Inheritance Games. This book had me at the edge of my seat, and I finished that book in one day. It's about a girl, I can't remember her name, but she was very poor with her stepsister, and then she realized there was this big billionaire that died, and he gave her almost all his property and left nothing for his family. And she's like, how does this man even know me? And that's just what we get to know in the book, trying to discover why this man did this, because the family is a very popular family, and just adapting to her new lifestyle and getting to know the deep dark secrets lurking in the shadows. This is a perfect book to turn into a movie. I will give all my money to see the Inheritance Games as a movie. So with this, I'm not saying that I don't like these books, I'm just saying I'm tired. I think I'm speaking for the minority when I say stop writing repetitive books. I'm open to book recommendations, even though I'm in a reading storm right now. I don't feel like reading any book, but if I get a good recommendation, I will read that book. So I am open. You can leave your recommendations in the comments. I want to know your thoughts on everything I've said. People will disagree with me, plenty of people will disagree with me, and I think few people might agree with me. Yeah, so with this, I've come to the end of my video. I just felt like talking about it because I feel like not a lot of people talk about it, and it's not talked about a lot. I left Wattpad for a reason, and I thought going to BookTok would be different, but it's just like the same thing. And there are some books that are actually nice, and I know that there are some out there that I haven't read, but personally I'm just speaking from experience and my own side and my own opinion. You might have read a lot of unique books. That is why I'm asking for recommendations. And with this, I think we've come to the end of today's video. If you like videos like this when I just sit and chat, please tell me in the comments down below, because I am more of a I like doing vlogs, but I have nothing to do right now, so I'm just like looking for other things I can do. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment something nice, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye, love and light. Bye.